Okay, Wolfpack, happy Tuesday, right? We're going to do our final little segment of our pressing complex, our new pressing complex. Same EMOM setup, 75 seconds. For 8 sets, we've dropped to 1 push press. We have added that rep back in the split jerks. So just like last week, our goal is to hopefully start maybe a little bit heavier, 5 or 10 pounds, and then end up a little bit heavier than our final set last week since we have only 1 push press to do. This is clearly the limiter since you are able to be dynamic with these other movements, but we have 3 split jerks at the end, which is going to be very fatiguing, right? Heart rate wise and overall fatigue wise, the rep is longer, you're under tension longer. So ideally, we're getting heavier. However, I don't know how these 3 split jerks are actually going to affect your body, your heart rate, your overall fatigue. So it may actually be harder than last week. I really don't know. Obviously, 2 push press is going to limit you on the weight that you can get up to. However, the overall fatigue of these 5 dynamic reps might be more and actually end up, closer to last week's or maybe even a little bit less. I really don't know. But keep it in mind if you can try to start maybe 5 or 10 pounds heavier than we did last week and then keep the same weight jumps. In theory, right, you're going to end up a little bit heavier than last week. So just make sure you're focusing on the things that are going to help you as you get heavier and as you do more reps, right? So we need to be efficient on the barbell since you have to do more explosive and dynamic movements as you get more fatigued, right? In the first week, it was 3 push press and then only 3 of these, right? Now it's 1 push press and then 5 of these, which are far more fatiguing overall from a movement standpoint, right? Not necessarily like a strength standpoint. So big drive of the legs, right? These are probably going to be your shoulders that are going to be the thing that goes first in this complex. So really have to utilize as much leg drive as we can on all 3 of these. That way we're limiting as much shoulder press that we need to do, and we're using our body and our foundation, our legs, to support all of these movements. So huge dip drive. Right, try to use the least amount of shoulders here. That way when we get into the push jerks, right, our leg extension is already primed. Replicate the push from our quads, extend the hips, and then obviously jump underneath the barbell, use your legs to catch these. And same thing with the split jerk. Try to use as much leg drive as you can and get those feet split as quick as possible so you avoid any additional press, right? If we're slow on our push jerk with our feet, and we're slow with our feet on our split jerk, you're not going to be able to get under it as much, which is going to probably require you to press it out a little bit more. In turn, right, over 8 sets of by 5, what is that, 40 reps? Quick math, 35, whatever it is. It's going to be very fatiguing. It's a lot of reps at pretty heavy weights. So just be real conscious of that and make sure you're really, really utilizing as much leg drive as you can. And we should be very successful on this. So start light. Build your way up, heaviest complex for the day. Okay, and then a fun little chipper metcon. Kind of wrote this off of last Wednesday's burpee buy-in with the snatches and the pull-ups, and that was pretty intense and pretty awesome. So this one should be a little bit more manageable, but also should be able to maintain a little bit more intensity with these movements, and especially the wall balls and thrusters. The gymnastics obviously are going to be the hard part of this workout. So we'll go over the workout, and then you guys can kind of scale it and change it as needed. So 4 time. Going to buy in each little section with 20 burpees again, bar facing burpees, same as last week. And then the first one, we got to work through 4 rounds of 15 wall balls and 15 toes to bar. I clearly didn't write the wall ball weight here, but this is just going to be your 20 pounds for your males and 14 for your ladies as your RX. So it's meant to be very movable on the wall balls. We should be getting through these sets in no more than 2 sets on the wall ball. So choose an appropriate ball weight where you can do 15 in a row, or you can do 8 and 7 or 9 and 6 or 10 and 5, whatever is appropriate for you. Just we don't want to be doing any less than that from a time frame point and an intensity standpoint. We should be able to get through these reps relatively quick, right? So that gives us more time to work on the gymnastics. Since the wall ball is pretty untechnical, right? Toes to bar and gymnastic pulling is very technical. So we want to have enough time and energy to put our efforts into that. So choose an appropriate ball weight for you, 2 sets. And then the gymnastics here, you really want to focus on your kipping mechanics since there is a lot just in this first 4 rounds. And let's be honest, 15 wall balls can take you, 30, 40 seconds. Even if you break 15 toes to bar, if we start breaking more frequently, it's going to take us a lot longer. Okay, so we really need to focus on our kipping mechanics, getting as much swoop as you can. Chest and head forward, feet back. breathing in, and then real big, draw that kip out, and breathe out as your toes hit the bar, and try to use as much of that kip swing as possible. That way we're saving energy and saving fatigue, right? So don't just take these for granted and just try to swim kick them, get through them quick, because you're going to get through one round and feel good, and then the next round you're going to be super blown up. And the third and fourth round, this is going to be really, really hard. So be smart here, break them up as needed. If I had to say you were going to pick a rep count to get through these, we'd be able to do this in probably no more than 3 to 4 sets total. That way we're getting through these rounds, right? 30, 40 seconds, same thing. 30, 45 seconds maybe, minute and a half per round. So we're looking at 6 minutes or so for this, and this plus this is about 7.5 minutes. That would be best case scenario for that. Okay, then finish that into 20 burpees again, and then you're going to go 2 rounds of a higher rep volume thruster and a little bit more technical gymnastic movement. So the thruster weight should be again movable. We should be able to do this in, again, no more than 2 sets, right? I know 20 is kind of a daunting number. This is a very common thruster weight we've done a million times, so you should know if you can get these knocked out in 12-8 or 10-10 or whatever's comfortable for you. So choose an appropriate weight, 2 sets here, and then our gymnastic move here, we want to try to choose our most technical that we have in the bag. However, I think we should still choose a movement that we can do more than singles on. Okay, so if we only have singles for chest to bars, I think today, since it is kind of a tight cap and everything's kind of moved together, we choose a little bit more of a movable motion, 2 to 3 reps per set, okay? Or do, 4 or 5 quick chest to bars, singles, and then do the rest with your kipping pull-ups, all right? If you have bar muscle-ups, you can do bar muscle-ups instead. I know ring muscle-ups are obviously the most challenging, but we want to choose something we can still get through relatively quick so that, right, if this is 7.5 minutes, we go here. Maybe this takes you 90 seconds, so we're at 9 minutes, and we can get through these thrusters, right, in about a minute and a half here, and same thing, minute and a half here. So if this is a 3-minute round, 6 minutes, this gets us done in the 15-minute time cap that there's going to be. So there is time to do it. Just got to stay within those time domains. But other than that, fantastic day to get better. Hope you guys have a great day in the gym. Let me know if you have questions. If not, see ya. Bye.